first function, the first function of newspaper is to bring us news of the world. Is to bring us news of the world. Okay, this is the answer of this question. Let's move. Okay, the next question. What do those who cannot read newspaper do in India? You know, it means that those who are not educated, if you don't go to school, how can you read? You cannot read. But in India, what do those who cannot read newspaper? Indian people like newspaper, and in Indian, everybody likes newspaper. So you will see what happened. The answer is in the paragraph 1. Okay, in Indian, here is the answer. Those who cannot read those who cannot read themselves wants others to read it out to them. You know, many people here, maybe in Chad, because in Indian, newspapers are written in many dialects of the country. So if you are from Chad, for example, you can speak Ngambai language. You are a speaker of Ngambai language. You can speak Ngambai, but you cannot read Ngambai if you are not educated. That's why those who cannot read, it means that those who are not educated, how can they? They want people to stay near them and read it loudly. You speak Ngambai, but you cannot read it. But if someone stay near you and read it loudly, you can understand. So in Indian, those who cannot read newspaper, cannot read themselves, wants others to read it out to them. Okay, this is the answer. Those who cannot read newspaper, those who cannot read newspaper themselves want other. Okay, those who cannot read newspaper want others to read it out to them. To read it out to them. Okay, because people like newspaper. Okay, let's deal with the next question. Question number 3. According to the text, what is the danger from the inexistence of newspaper? If newspaper don't exist, what is the danger according to the text? Okay, let us see the text. The answer is in the paragraph 2 here. You say, without, here is the question. Without newspaper, we would be like a frog in a well who knows nothing of the outside world. A frog in a well means un crapaud dans un puits. Without newspaper, it means that without newspaper, we will be like a deaf people who understand nothing. You will understand nothing. What happened in the world, you cannot understand. That's why here the text compare those who cannot read newspaper are compared without the presence of newspaper. It is a danger because they will be like a frog in a well. So this is the answer. Without newspaper, we would be like a frog in a well. Number 3. The text said that without the danger, without the newspaper, we would be like a frog, in a well. Okay, so it's neither without newspaper we will be like a deaf people. Is it clear? Okay, the next the next question and the last: what should be done for a press to be essential for a democracy? This is the question. What should be done for a press to be essential for a democracy? This question, you cannot find the answer in the text, but you yourself, you must guess. Without the press, what should be done for a press to be essential for a democracy? You know, in my point of view, the press must be totally free. Journalists must do freely their work. People must not put journalists in jail. It is not good. The press must be totally free for a good democracy. This is my viewpoint. So the government must protect journalists and they must do freely their job. No? The answer is the press should be totally or must be totally free. Totally free. Okay. The press must be totally free. Journalists must do their work without fear, and the government must protect journalists, but the government must not put journalists in jail. Okay? Thank you. We have already finished with the answer of question, but now I will give you a topic, and it is an essay. Okay? You will let me know the difference between a democratic country and a dictatorship. Okay? The next here, essay. In few lines, make the difference between a democratic country and the dictatorship. So we have talked about democracy, and then you know what democracy is and what are the principles of democracy. So this can help you to do this topic. Dictatorship is the contrary of democracy. So I propose you an introduction. So let me read the introduction for you. Okay? Define as the power of people, by the people, and for the people. Democracy is a system of government that allows people to lead themselves, their nation, through their representatives they have elected, whereas dictatorship is a system that prevents people from their freedom. This is the difference. Okay? Define as the power of people, by the people, and for the people. Democracy is a system of government that allows people to lead themselves, their nation. Contrary to dictatorship, dictatorship is the system that prevents people from their freedom. And then you can ask a question, but this is just a definition, and you say, what is the difference between a democratic country and a dictatorship? And you can add in the following lines, we will let you know the difference between these two systems of government. Okay? And you can do your body. I will list you the important part. I will give you the key points in the body, and you yourself, you can develop your body. Okay? Okay? This is the body. We begin with democracy. You can say, in democratic country, there are the freedom of the press. The freedom of the press. That's why we have radio, TV, newspaper. You can say also, we have the freedom of the freedom to create, the freedom to create political party and association. And today we have a lot of political party, and we have also a lot of association. Human Rights Association, we have the Association of Teachers, the Association of Traders, Association of Journalists, etc. We have also the freedom to vote and choose your leader. You can choose your leader in democracy. You are free to make your choice. No one can prevent you to make your choice. So you are free to make your choice in democracy. And you can say also the freedom to give your opinion, the freedom to express yourself. If you have something to say, don't be afraid to say. Let people know your thoughts and your idea. This is the right, this is the principle of democracy. Okay? And we'll talk also about the dictatorship. What is the difference between democratic country and dictatorship? Okay, the next here. In dictatorship, there are no freedom of the press. There is no freedom. You cannot create your own radio or your own TV. No, maybe we will have only one public radio or public TV, and this will belong to the power, the president or the government, okay? But you are not free to create what you want in dictatorship, you know. Only one person or a minority decide in the name of people without their consent. In dictatorship, only one person. Maybe this person can be the president of the republic. The president decide, and you must follow. You are not the right to say no. What the chief needs, you're supposed to do what he needs. So you must not say no, you have your idea, you have your opinion. No, it doesn't exist in dictatorship, okay? So we can give the example of Chad before 1990, okay? Before democracy arrived here in Chad, Chad was a dictatorship. So you can give the example of Chad before 1990, okay? The next, you can say that people live in fear, you know, in dictatorship, as you don't have the right to express yourself. If you say something wrong, maybe people will kill you. So it's, you live in fear. And people are tortured and even killed, you know, in dictatorship. If you say something wrong, maybe you will be killed or people will put you in jail. So this is the difference between a democratic country and a dictatorship. But here, I give you, it is an example. I give you the key point, but you can choose, okay? You can choose 2 points in democratic country, and you can choose also 2 points. You can choose also 2 points in dictatorship. And what you have to do is to support your idea. You can support your idea with many examples. You support your idea to make your teacher know that you understand or you know the difference between a democratic country and a dictatorship. And then in the body, when you want to develop your body, don't forget the transitional words, you know, such as first of all, secondly, finally, in brief, etc. You have to use the traditional words or phrases in order to improve your body. Okay. So I propose you also a conclusion. Okay. In conclusion, you can say in conclusion. This is my conclusion for you. In brief, both democracy and dictatorship are the system of government applied by many countries. Nowadays, democracy is seen as the best because citizens always want to participate in all decision making for their nation. This is a conclusion. So I do it for you. It's just an example for you, but you can exercise yourself with your own conclusion. But this is my conclusion. I do it for you. It is just an example. Give the difference between these two system of government, and at the end you can choose what is the best one. And here we say that the best democracy is seen nowadays as the best because citizens always want to participate in all decision making for their country. People want to give their opinion. People want people to let them know that they can do something for their country. So this is the principle of democracy that people like. Okay. With this conclusion, we have already finished with the theme about the democracy. But I will give you a general conclusion. Okay. In my viewpoint, in democracy, we have a lot of freedom. The freedom of the press, the freedom to create your political party, the freedom to give your opinion, etc., etc. But you have to be careful. Yes, you are free. You are in democracy. But if you do wrongly your work, the law will punish you and you will be put in jail. I mean jail here by prison if you do wrongly your work. So you have to be careful. Yes, we are in democracy, but you have to respect the rule of democracy. Thank you very much for your listening. We have already finished with our lesson. But if you have some question, don't hesitate to contact us through Electron TV.